morning and welcome to Pre-K Discovery with Miss Barb. How are you today? Let's get started by looking at our calendar. Well, I have some great news for you today because today is the month of May. And this is a new month, so May is M-A-Y, May, and we are going to sing the month song. January, February, March, and April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, December. These are the months of the year. So this is a new month, the new month of May. And what day is it? It is Tuesday because we are doing Pre-K Discovery. And how do I know it's Tuesday? Because I know the song, Days of the Week, Days of the Week, Days of the Week, Days of the Week, Days of the Week. Well, there's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. Well, it is Tuesday. Who can count with Miss Barb to see what number it is? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I told you it was the beginning of the month, so it's only the 4th day of May. So today is May the 4th, 2021, and it is Tuesday. So May is spring, and in spring we like to think about all the birds, and they have come back and they started building their nests and everything. So the letter for today that we have is the letter B. B is for bird, and there's a really colorful bird that Miss Barb picked out. He's super colorful. I don't even know what kind of bird that is, but he's beautiful. So many colors. B is for bird. B is the sound that the letter B makes. So I want to practice writing my letter B, so let me pull up my board. I got my trusty marker here, and I'm going to put the lid down, and I'm going to hold this up so you can see the letter B. This is a capital B, and this is a lowercase b. So a B is made with a line down and a hump around and another one around. This is a capital B. A line down, around, and around. B. So a lowercase b is just a line down, and on the bottom line, it's a smaller circle around. So it's lower, another line down, and a small circle around. That is how you make the letter B. Capital B, lowercase b. And that is our letter for today because we are going to read a story about birds. And let me get my story out because it is called North, South, East, and West. North, South, East, and West. And it is by Margaret Wise Brown, and its pictures are illustrated by Greg Pizzoli. North, South, East, and West. Once there was a little bird all tucked into her nest, and it was almost time for her to fly away. Well, as all little birds must do. Her mother taught her to ride the wind and fly above and below the storms and to glide on the strength of the wind. And then they would fly home to their nest in the sycamore tree, and she would sing her a song. And the little bird would ask, when I fly away, which is best, north, south, east, or west? Her mother curved her head under her wing and put her other wing over her little bird. As the hush of the evening fell, the crickets sang their cricket song. And the little bird dreamed from the warmth of the nest of the north and the south and the east and the west. In the bright new light of the rising sun, she stretched her little wings and she flew. And she flew on the wind to the north, to the land of the ice and the snow, where everything was white. But it was too cold for the little bird to rest or build her nest, so she flew around the North Pole and she headed south. Till the sea was blue and the trees were green and the thickets were full of flowers. but it was too hot there to build a nest. So the little bird rested and then she headed west. Over the mountains and rivers and the plains where the red sun sank into the sea. She had flown to the north and to the south and to the west, but which direction did she like best? She sat on a rock at the edge of the sea, and she thought of her home in the sycamore tree. She had flown to the north and the south and the west, but the east was home. So she stretched her wings, and she flew into the rising sun. Over the high mountains, over the deep canyons, over the great forests and plains, and she flew. Till she came to where the land was soft and green with rain, and the sycamore trees grew tall. And in the spring, when the wild birds sing in the wild green forest of the east, the little bird, a big bird now, sang to her eggs the song her mother had sung to her till her little birds cracked out of their shells. And they opened their beaks and said, "When we fly away, which is best, north, south, east, or west?" And off they're going. So there's our story, north, south, east, and west. And I guess she chose the east, which is where we live at. So that's our story for today. Miss Barb wants to show you guys how using some stuff that you have at home, you can make your own bird. So let me set up my stuff and we're gonna make our birds. I told you I'd be right back. So before we get started on our project, Miss Barb wants to do some quick words with you today. So some of our quick words today are the word see, the word the word and, the word I, and the word you. So let's see these words again. You, I, and, the, and our last quick word for the day is see. And these are all quick words that you will see in everything that you read. So those are our quick words. All right, so Miss Barb said that we were going to make a bird. Well, you're thinking, I don't have any materials to make the bird. But you know what? Miss Barb always tries to make a craft out of things that you have at home. So I bet if you look around your house somewhere, you're going to find a paper plate. I just happen to have a small paper plate. And what you're going to do with this paper plate is you are going to cut it in half. So I folded it to give it a crease. And I'm going to take my really big scissors and I'm going to cut it in half. Actually, I could make two birds because now I have two halves. So this is going to be my bird's body and his head and his wings and everything else. So I'm going to stick this one aside, but I may want to make another bird. So my bird is going to need a beak. So it doesn't have to look, this bird, his beak is not orange. In fact, it's like a blackish brown color. But I happen to have some orange paper. You could use whatever you have at home. So Miss Barb just needs a little piece of it, and she's going to cut out a triangle. And you remember a triangle has three sides, kind of like this. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to cut out a triangle, and I'm going to cut out a quick triangle to make a beak. And there we go. So now I have a triangle. So that's my beak. And I'm going to use my glue, which I happen to have glue stick here. And I'm going to put some glue on my beak. Well, this glue stick doesn't look very good, but we'll try it anyway. You know what? This one dried up very quickly. I must not have put the lid on tight. That happened. So I'm going to use some tape because I happen to have some tape here. So I'm going to tape it on there. All right. So I'm going to put his beak at the end of his head right here. All right. So there's his beak. All right, so now he's kind of looking like a bird, but not yet. So what is he missing? Well, he's probably missing some feathers. Well, I do have feathers at the library, If you don't have feathers, you can make feathers out of some paper, maybe some tissue. Let me see what I like. Oh, I like this orange feather. Do you think that's a pretty color? Let's use the orange one. So let's give him a feather on his side. Oh, let me get the glue out. All right, this is a different glue stick, one that Miss Barb did put the lid on tight. And I put some glue on there, and I'm going to give him his feather. So there he is. So he needs some tail feathers sticking off the back of him. What do I have? Oh, look, this actually matches my plate. And let's mix a purple one in there. And how about a yellow one? So I'm going to mix those all together like that. And I'm going to make that his tail feather. So I'm going to put a bunch of glue on the end of his body here. And I'm going to stick these feathers in. I'm going to stick in the red one. I don't have a red one. I have a yellow one. I have a purple one, and I have a green one that I really like the green one. So now I stuck those at the end, opposite of his beak. So there, he's looking like that. He's kind of looking like a bird, isn't he? What's he missing? He doesn't have an eye. Well, let's Miss Barb see what she has in her basket we can use as an eye. I got all kinds of things in here. Let's see if I don't have it. Oh, I don't have an eye. But I have this piece of pasta, so maybe we'll use that because I'm all about using things that you already have. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of glue on there, and I'm going to stick this on, and I'm going to make this his eye. So there we go. And there's my crazy bird eye with macaroni and tail feathers and a feather on his side. Do you see how easy it was just to use the stuff that I had at home or at the library, but what you have at home? I bet you have a paper plate. Now you're saying, Miss Barb, my paper plate is just a plain white one. Well, you know what? That is why you have markers and crayons. You can color it any color. Maybe your bird will look like the one that Miss Barb found in the picture. All those different colors. Very pretty. So that's our thing for today. The letter B for bird. And we made this bird, Miss Barb made it with macaroni eye, and he's got like an orange beak and some random colored feathers, very colorful. And you could do the same thing at home. And always remember to put your lid tightly on your glue stick so it doesn't dry out like Miss Barb's. So you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week at Pre-K Discovery. Goodbye, everybody.